disgusting. We're done. Goodbye.
I'm gonna go grab my food. I'll be back.
Okay. Feed me.
Gather a bunch of shit to craft. Actually, it's not that bad. It's just 300. This is whatever the hell this is.
Goat ore almost ready.
Yeah, 2 minutes. We're stockpiling it because people say you need a lot of it.
You do need a lot of it. Pretty much every single goldsmith thing.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I have like about 100 and 60 on me, so.
Let me see. Stone nugget, you need it. A stone ingot, you need it. Mana silver is silver ore.
Yeah, but you need a stone nugget, a stone gold nugget, and stone gold ingot for a lot of things, like for this is thing, live turn-ins. Yeah.
Deep gold is copper ore.
I don't know.
T7S,
Every visit there I get like 40, so.
It's just stone nugget and stone
T7S
nugget
I
and
would
stone
consider.
ingot. So
That's like the
it's not
only
that bad.
floor mechanic I would consider environmental.
Everything
just
else is different
because
stuff like
It was random and it would change.
Diadem.
Titanium. Just buy it from the.
The
What's
floor
in the
mechanic in that
closet.
fight was
No,
pretty
or
environmental.
you have
It's
to
like,
gather.
you know, it went from
Why
like,
do you need
random
titanium ore?
like circles
Is
in the
anything
to
arena.
craft the
ore?
You
new
had to
ore.
keep dodging.
Yeah.
So I would consider that, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
That's like borderline though.
Trying to get
Yeah,
that
Renaud's
out of
were
the
Oh,
environmental.
mithrite ore. Oh man.
You know, A10S had the
Got
buttons,
gathered a
A9S
bunch
had the
and then I
generators
skipped
that you had to
my-
put down. A11S had the
hopes.
towers, A12S had judgment crystals. My favorite fight, 03. Unless you're talking about Ultimate.
Yeah. Titan bronze.
If you include
nugget,
ultimate.
titanium ore.
Hi, I'd like to throw my hat in for a seer
Question
fight.
of,
And
I
then
thought
you
the
need
opener on
mithrite
that
sand.
fight was one of the
You need-
genius
Crafted
mechanics.
or not.
And then I had amazing environmentals with the DDR breakdance interlude. Oh, and then all the noobs Mario Karting around the area.
You right? Too bad you're an easy fight in a primal. Get fucked, Suzaku. Fuck you, Suzaku. You suck. Get out of my channel. This is a Susano only channel. If any other primals are watching and your name isn't Susano, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You're making me a primal tier list? Pog. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Hurry up, Scott. I mean, this is my opinion, right? This is my preferences. Like, for example, Bok Choy said, you know, he liked God Kefka more than Neo. Midas is the best tier. Yeah, every fight on Midas was A tier, in my opinion, and then A8 was S tier. I love Neo. I loved it. Oh yeah, there is a primal. There's quite a few primals at B rank or higher. Thoradin is one of the best fights ever created in the game, and it's a primal. Like mechanical wise, like Thoradin is one of the best fights. Like I'm pretty confident when I say that if Thoradin was more punishing, and the mechanics actually one shot and like wipe the party, Thoradin would probably be close to an ultimate level fight mechanically. Like those mechanics in the last phase were brutal, and if one person fucked up and wiped the raid, if they were tuned to where if one person like messed up or wiped, like those would fuck you up.
Shut up and take my money.
Wow, so rude. We're best friends with Sasano. Wherever he goes, we go to. Revel in our primal ways.
Oh, Tsukiyomi, is that the one with the boring ass 3-minute intro phase? Thoradin's like a really good fight, yeah. I mean, it's a primal, and it wasn't like, it's obviously not as hard as an ultimate, like DPS wise or like mechanical wise, just because in Thoradin you can cripple your way through, but like the mechanics, like if they were tuned to a certain extent, like if they were tuned to like wipe you, or if they were tuned to like instant wipe you if one person messed up, then Thoradin would definitely be one of the hardest fights mechanically. Yo, Shafu, thank you so much for the host. Can we get a shout out coming in for Shafu? This is Savage Fights, yeah. No, there's no Savage Fights East Coast. Or Hack, something like that, East Coast. There's no Savage Fights in this thing. There's no Ultimate or Savage Fights. Or Second Coal Savage Fights. We ranked the fights, Shafu. We ranked the fights from difficulty and fight design. Actually, it's less difficulty, more fight design. O3S is A tier. It's the only O3 that's A tier. Or it's the only Omega Savage that's A tier. Dude, A9S was really good. I mean, we watched the video on stream. A9S was a really, really good mechanical fight. It was just... It's because it was a striking dummy. Why is O10 so high? What? It's not. It's a D tier. It's literally second to last. O3 means Omega turn 3. Alright, so if I was grading Savage fights based on... Wait. Okay, let's bring it down here for now. If I was baiting Savage Cola fights, I'd probably put T8 as an S tier fight. T8 Savage as an S tier fight, just because T8 Savage, I mean, the tower mechanic was really good. The coordination check in that fight was really good.
Shut up and take my money!
Just wanting to say thank you for the videos in the stream. They have really helped me and others I have shown them to get better at the game. You're invaluable to this community, and I hope the expansion treats you well content-wise.
Yo, thank you so much, Zek Heals, for the $10 donation. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you again for the generous $10 donation. Yeah, T8 was really good. You like that they punished the stacking circles? Show off the knockback. Yeah, the knockback, if someone was too close. Yeah. I'd probably give T6 a B. T6 Savage a B. Just again because it was a pretty, you had to actually do the mechanics where you could just cheese them before. So to give T6 Savage a B. T7 Savage. It's either a B or an A. I mean, again, T7 Savage is extremely boring for if you're not a healer or ranged, because you literally just do nothing. So I'm just gonna put T7 in a B. And then T9 is probably an A tier. I don't know. T9 is Savage either S tier or A tier. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, it does. That's why it's not as high. Like, if you're healing or doing ranged on T7 Savage, it's probably like an A tier or S tier. But because the responsibilities are so split, it's just not fun to do. I'll probably keep T9 Savage at A. just because the first phase is pretty much the same. The golem phase is pretty much the same as well, except the meteors came out a lot faster, and you had to actually change the strat and actually do it legit. Heaven's Fall was really good with the meteors, and then the meteors during dive bombs and stuff too. That was fun. Yeah, Heaven's Fall and meteors during dive bombs probably my favorite. Everything else is the same as UCOB though, for the most part. The double thunders, all that bullshit. I'm gonna keep it at A, because TA is like on a whole nother level than T9 Savage. Like TA was fucking amazing. You thought T13 was boring and slow? I thought it was really nice. The only reason I don't put T6 above T7 is because I don't think T7 is, on the same difficulty or same level as these three. Like, these are pretty, these aren't on the same level. And then T6 isn't really on the same level as these as well. I mean, actually, maybe. I feel like this is fine. T13 was boring. T13 was, it added a lot of mechanics that were new for the time. Like Akh-Morn. We've never seen Akh-Morns before, right? We've never seen a double tank buster before. Same with like, having to, the ad that kept switching debuffs. We didn't see that before either. Like there was a lot of new mechanics in there that we've never seen before. Earthshakers, like, twisters. I mean, yeah, it is. You think O12 is harder than T7? I don't know about that. Yeah, not everything has Akh-Morn. How many different raids are there? There's 3 different raid tiers right now. There's the Coil, which was level 50. You have Alexander, which is level 60. And then you had Omega, which is level 70. You also have the Ultimate raids, which are brand new. And the Stormblood expansion, which are level 70 as well. Those are both S tier. I'm waiting for Scott. Yo, Scott, hurry up, man. Scott, go quick. Come on. Chop, chop. Chop, chop, Scott. Almost done? Okay. I love how we've been sitting here. We've been sitting here for what, like 2 hours? Just sitting in the eastern, he said, holy shit, you found me. What the fuck? How'd you find me? I didn't even have my thing open. Let's go look at the pretty zone. Yo, East Coast is the mastermind controller dive bomb marker. Marking dive bombs with controller since 2019. Just kidding, it's like 2016 or something. This is pretty. It's better doing chaos than 900. Yeah, we do chaos a lot, huh? Oh fuck, you can fall? There's people here actually. Huh. Who would have thought there were people here? place is so pretty. And the stars too. What do you mean, UCOB or Uwu? UCOB. Talking about UCOB versus Uwu? In terms of fight? Yeah, UCOB. Fuck Uwu. Uwu's bullshit. Aside from Garuda phase, I don't like Uwu that much. Ifrit's boring. Titan's alright. The gel mechanic's good, but aside from that,
Shut up
Predation.
and take my money.
P.S. You're the reason I'm actually trying to raid and improve instead of spam self-destruct in cities.
Yeah, thanks so much, my friend. $5. Kind words. Where's A11? It's B tier. Because Uwu was better? I don't think so. I think being able to cheese Predation really. So the thing with like Uwu's like Predation,
Shut
you
up
can
and
cheese.
take my money.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know of anyone on Sargadon who would take me into their FC? I'm homeless.
I have no idea. But I'm just saying, because you can cheese Uwu, you can cheese Predation. Annihilation is pretty much always the same pathing. As a DPS and healer, you're pretty much always doing the same pathing. I'm not sure about tanks, but for Annihilation, nothing changes. Even if the dive is on the other side of the arena, it doesn't change your pathing as like a DPS or healer. And then Suppression is also very, very easy. Because again, you always take the same pathing for the most part. Like, you know, if you're doing the entropy strat, which you should be, you always take the same pathing. You just look for a debuff. If you don't get a certain debuff, you go to the tanks. If you get 4 eruptions, you know, you're taking the same path as the light pillar. You're taking the same path as, you know, the jail. So it doesn't really change. And then the primal dance is extremely stupid or extremely dumb because, you know, you only need 10% mitigation to survive, and if you do Troubadour there, it covers the first 2, and you could just solo the last one and, you know, have sucker shields up and you're good. Yeah, of course it does. Of course difficulty equates to a fight being better. I mean, obviously it's not the only factor, but like it's a factor. It definitely changes. Like a fight like A5S, even though A5S was like really good mechanically, it's not on the same level as like other ones because it's just. In Uwu, there's no responsibility on DPS either. There's no responsibility on DPS, and there's no responsibility on the healer that is White Mage or Astro, unless you're knock shielding it. Whereas like tanks and healers have an extreme amount of responsibility. So the DPS is kind of swayed. Like in Garuda, right? The DPS only have to do... In Garuda, the DPS have to kill the ads. If you have to do the friction mechanic, you do the friction mechanic. And then that's it. You just dodge AoEs, kill the second ads. Ifrit, you have to do the nails, but again, that's it. After that, it's just auto attacks. And you just do rotation on the boss. Titan, you do the jails, but aside from that, again, it's just DPS the boss. And then Predation, you know, everybody does it. Annihilation, you do the same thing, you know, same pathing every time, it doesn't matter. Tanks have to, I think tanks do take a different path depending on the dive, or the Ifrit charge. And then the healers have to do Searing Wind. And then in Suppression, again, everybody takes the same pathing, so it's not too much different, except there's healing there. And then Annihilation, or after Annihilation, there's Vulcan Burst too that you have to shield. And then after Suppression, you have the Aetheric Boom, which is, again, really dependent on the Scholar or knocked Astro. And then you have the shield for the Primal Dance, which is really dependent on the Scholar as well. But there's like, when I did it on Ninja... Well, this is really pretty right now. When I did it on Ninja, it was just so much easier than doing it on healer. Like I didn't really have to pay attention to anything. Whereas like UCOB, right? You know, DPS, the responsibility between DPS, healers, and tanks is a lot more even in UCOB because, you know, DPS have to do hatches. You know, everybody has to do twisters. You're really pretty. And then, you know, everybody has to do nail phase correctly. Everybody has to do, you know, quick march correctly. Everybody has to do blackfire correctly. Everybody has to do Felrun correctly. Everybody has to do what was it? 10 strike. Whereas like if I died during annihilation, it didn't really matter. If I died during predation, didn't matter. If I died during Titan, it didn't matter unless I died during unless I died right before the jails. Depends what you died to. Yeah, it depends what you died to. Like if you miss the tower, you're fucked, right? I don't think so. We didn't like if you compare like we didn't we got 2 deaths and we still did pretty well and we didn't even have meta comp or like super greedy like melds or anything. Like all we really did was we played smart. That's the only reason we played, just because we played smart. Like with our buffs and stuff. Is there a fight you hope isn't recreated? Moogle Extreme. Moogle Extreme. I mean, I agree with you though, Hacks. Like the punishment factor in ultimate phase is pretty much the same as it really like recovery wise. Are you like fuck Moogle Extreme? Fuck it. That fight's dumpster tier. But yeah, like in between UCOB and UU, like there's more mechanics in UCOB that one shot the group if you fuck up versus UU. And UU, the only mechanic that really wipes you, I think, if you fuck up is if you fuck up the frictions at the start, where you just have to wipe because you're not gonna have enough to clear or whatever. Then you have the jails, and then the nails if you mess up the order, which you really should never mess up the order in Ifrit nails. I feel like, but that is a place where you can wipe. And then you have Annihilation. The Searing Wind being in the party. And then you have the Orb messing up as well. The tank orbs during Annihilation. Those can screw you up. Suppression is suppression. Generally, if you go into suppression with a death, the jail is a really tight DPS check. So unless you compensate somehow or know ahead of time, you're good. If someone dies during suppression though, you might get screwed over. So it's a nice spot you can wipe a new woo. And then no one should ever die during the primal dance. No one should ever die during the primal dance. Never fuck up if it nails, he says. Yeah, should never fuck up. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, is S tier? Yeah, Ooh is still one of the hardest fights in the game. I just think Yukob's better. I mean, they're both really good fights. There was really good fights. They're both really, really good fights.
Oh, so what happened with your friend? Are you gonna raid with him?
You know what? I think I might not, because since he lives in France, he kind of has to run a little bit earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
the time zone. That's
Yeah,
hard.
but he,
Europe is like so opposite.
yeah, but he did it before in the past. I was with his static in 1.0. But the thing is, I don't want to like kind of force it on him, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's been asking me like what times would be good, and I'm like, I kind of like rating at like 9, to be honest myself.
You should talk to Impact.
Yeah.
Well, they a lot. They want to raid a lot though, like 15 hours,
Mm.
and they start at 8 or 9. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I'll see. I think he's still looking for people.
last I heard, right before the patch came out, he said he's gonna start looking again when the patch comes out, because a lot of people were taking a break, right? So at first he wanted to go hardcore and do 20 hours, but then they cut it down because the guy who wanted to raid hardcore joined a hardcore group or something.
Today,
Didn't you used to raid with him? In fact, that's how we got to know Impact, because of you.
Yeah. It was messengers.
today I'm
group.
here to talk about.
Oh yeah, they kicked out
But-
Messenger.
Yeah, he went on the fritz, from what I heard. I wasn't on the game, but
He's always
Impact
on
told me some bad stuff about him.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Not
yeah. That static is reforming. Or some people left or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I left his link shell and everything. I'm done with him.
Oh,
From what
really?
I heard,
Oops.
yeah, it's not good.
Oh, okay. Forget it then. Although I don't think Impact is really stuck on that static either. Because he was like,
Oh, he left so long. He's done with them. From
huh?
what I heard. He's done with Messenger.
Oh, yeah.
Or are you talking about his?
Yeah, his, they reformed, right? Or they kicked out Messenger and they got some new people or whatever.
Go slightly to the left of Cedar.
But I don't know, like, if there was any drama after.
Go to Daniel.
But their healer is a super popular streamer. Says Impact.
Careful, crystals, careful, crystals.
Possible from it though.
Oh, um, oh, never mind. I thought Ribbon's group was looking for melee still, but we got some time. It's not gonna be out for like 3-4 weeks, anyways.
Yeah.
Rom, I'm so happy tomorrow is day off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huh? Lulu got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make sure he messes up his sleep schedule.